guys, it's me, it's Kim. Hello. I am doing the free video tonight for we're gonna do the carrots because the carrots is the one that won. So we're gonna start out with the carrots as our very first one. Now remember, when we're doing this is not realism. I'm very big into realism, but I'm trying to get out of that a little bit. So this will be more impressionism, maybe even a little bit of expressionism. And the expressionism is basically you kind of express yourself in it. And that's really what I want you to do. I want you to get a feel for how you want to paint, how you want to do things. But anyway, we'll start off today. I have a palette now. My favorite palette, to be honest with you, I don't know why I brought this palette in here. I usually just use a foam plate, a styrofoam plate. Not kidding. That's usually what I use. It makes less mess when you're done with it. You don't have to clean it up. You just throw it right away. So don't go into spending, if you don't have a palette, don't spend money for one. Just use some styrofoam plates. The colors that I have on here are, this is cadmium yellow light. This right here is titanium white, which you're going to make sure you need some titanium white. This right here is Naples yellow. You don't have to have the Naples yellow. It's just something I like to use because it's a little softer. This is scarlet red. This right here is the cadmium red light. This is the yellow ochre. That is the medium yellow hue. This right here is the Viridian Red. Now, I use Viridian Red because I don't have any burnt umber or burnt sienna. It works just about the same. It's fairly close to the same color. Just has a little bit more red in it, which will do fine for our carrots. This right here is the yellow green. This is the cadmium light green. This right here is, I'm sorry, not cadmium light green, yellow, no, bright green, cadmium bright green. This is the olive green. And this right here is, I always forget the color of it, it is permanent bright green. And this is just a little bit of turquoise in here mixed in. I thought it might add just a little bit of fun to it. So that's all that I have. Now, you don't have to use all of these colors. Just a few of them will work just fine. The brushes that I'm using today. This is, oh, let's see. I'm just going to call these, they call them shaders. I don't call them shaders. These are just kind of a filbert brush. This one is a number 7 filbert. This is a number 9 filbert. This right here is kind of a filbert, but it's a real short one. It's a little bit stiffer. It's a number 8 filbert. This one is by Master's Touch. These are by Ashes Art, all from Dick Blick, by the way. This is a Princeton art brush. It is a round brush number 4. This is for a little bit more detail. This is a shader number 6 from Princeton and a shader number 2 from Princeton. And basically, those are going to be for smaller areas. What I'm going to do today, guys, we're going to start out, I'll also have, just to kind of go over, I have the drying linseed oil, and what you want to do with that is you're going to mix that in with your colors just a little bit. You don't want too much, but it's going to make them easier to put on the canvas. It's also going to make them dry quicker, so you'll definitely want that because oil paints don't dry quickly. If you just put a normal coat on there, no nothing that's speeding it up or anything like that, and you don't have a lot of paint caked on there, which I like to do in pasta, which you have a lot of paint. If you don't have a lot of paint caked on there, it might dry in 3 to 4 days. If you put the drying agent in there, it speeds it up to 2. Now, if you have it very thick, it could be up to a week or more, just so keep that in mind. But experiment with what you're doing and just make this your own. So the very first thing I like to start with is I do the background last, carrots themselves. And the carrots themselves, I'm going to use this filbert brush number 7. I thought I had a smaller one in here. I don't know. Really had a lot of time to look through this time, but I thought I had a smaller filbert brush in here. So maybe I'll find it next time. So I'm going to use the filbert number 7. I'm going to dip into the cadmium red light. Dip into the cadmium red light. And and then I'm going to pull in some of that, I always forget the name, the cadmium yellow medium. So I'm going to pull in some of the cadmium yellow medium. That's going to make full orange color that we're wanting. We want that bright orange color. So I'm going to pull that in, and I'm just mixing it. If you're wondering what I'm doing, it takes me a little bit of time to mix it until you get it to the color that you want. And now I'm going to put this picture on there where you can download it as well, so you'll be able to download this picture, and it won't just be me that can use the picture. So I don't want you to think that you can't use my pictures. I just get them because I really like them, and just kind of go from there. So I have a lot of paint in that brush. So I really don't want all that paint in that brush, so let me get some of that out of there. Now I'm going to put a little bit of that seed oil in there, and we're going to mix that around real good. Now, it does not really thin your paint. A little more translucent. It makes it flow easier. Again, makes it dry easier. That is what we want. Okay, so here's the color that I came up with, which should be fairly close to our orange that we're looking for. Okay. Again, trying to make it completely real. You know, it will be me because I really like to make things look real. But yes, because like I say, we're learning together. This is going to be fun. So you're just going to kind of block your color in there. If you look at your picture, you'll see where the light spots are. I like to leave some light spots so I don't just have, again, I don't know if you can see, but the paint is very thin. It's not thick. And it goes on so much better when you thin it out a little bit. It just kind of goes on almost like butter. That's what, like they say, like butter. And it just makes these gorgeous colors. If you put the thick paint on and you keep going over and over and over the thick paint, it makes it muddy looking. I have such a problem with muddying up stuff, and I'll throw stuff away because I muddy it up. And so but when you thin it out, it's just so much better, and it will go over other colors better. It's just much better. It thins better. It flows better. It blends better, and that's what you're going to want. Realism. Again, I'm not doing realism, and they may look like real parrots, but you know, they're really not. They're I'm doing just as much as I can of impressionism, and basically impressionism. And again, I'm just blocking stuff in right now, so my brush strokes are just kind of willy-nilly. Okay, and two, and I got a little bit over here. Again, as you can tell, I'm used to realism, so I really want to get it real, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, number 3, he's got a little bit thicker white line down in there, down towards the center. Now, when I outlined this, what I did was my traceable that I put on there for you guys. All you have to do is turn that traceable over. Take a graphite pencil, which is just any lead pencil, or you can do a chart, however you want to do it. If you don't have tracing paper, if you have tracing paper, you can do that as well. My thing, because pencil in kind of with your color there, to kind of give you some shading, and I think it's really cool. So, so this one has a little bit bigger area of white on it, or light color. So I'm going to leave that one open. Let's see. This one don't have a whole lot of light on it, so we'll just we'll mess with him a little bit. Just again, we're just blocking in shapes right now. I'm not doing the little squiggly things because they're going to be a little. So when I go back over it with the lighter color, then I'll do the squigglies at the bottom. Or the roots, I guess. I'm going to call them squigglies because they look squiggly to me. Y'all figure it out. I come up with all kinds of new names for stuff, so just kind of hang out there with me, and you'll figure out what I'm saying. If you don't know what I'm saying, you'll figure it out at some point. So I'm definitely very country and hick, so you will learn that about me as well. That's just me. Grew up in a small town with 500 students in the whole town. Graduated with, now this one's real light at the end, so I'm going to kind of just feather it in down here. I graduated with 33 people. Now, those 33 people, we keep in contact. We don't keep in close contact, but we're on Facebook. We kind of were like a big family because we didn't have that many people, there. So it was kind of neat. So I keep in contact with everybody. We're very lucky that we kind of like each other somewhat. Uh, a lot of people just don't like each other, and that's just how it is. But we're lucky. We kind of like each other. This one doesn't have a whole lot of light on it except towards the bottom. And I think I can block that in later. This one doesn't have a whole lot of light in it. It's got a little bit of light towards the bottom down here, so I'm just going to leave some light down in here, right there. Maybe just a little bit right in there. Block him in. We got one more character to block in, guys. Woohoo! All right. This is fun. This is fun. This is just the beginning. I'm going to try to do this as quick as I can because I don't want you guys to have to take years and years to do paintings. Now, have I taken years and years to do paintings? Yes, I have taken weeks to do one painting. And I used to do, and I still do sometimes, the underpaintings. And an underpainting we'll do some at some point, and I'll kind of show you about what an underpainting is. It just basically gives your paintings more depth. A lot of people who do impressionism don't do underpaintings because mostly, it just makes it more real looking. So a lot of people who do that, who do impressionism, do more of a, for lack of a better word, they do more of you paint it all at the same time. So in one setting, and that's what we're doing. It's called Alla Prima, Allaprima. Some people are going to call it Alla Prima. Again, I'm hick, so I say Alla Prima. Okay, so it kind of lightened it up a little bit. You can kind of see there. Kind of lightened it up a bit. And I'm going to put it right down there at the bottom there. This one, just kind of lighten it. It actually has some up in here, so we're just going to kind of play with that. Let me get my thinning out here. My thinning liquid. Again, putting thick over thick, horrible. Thick over thin, horrible. You always want to try to do thin over thin. You really would do better if you did thin over thick, but just however you're doing it. That. And this one right here has got some light spots. Here's another light spot. Now we're going to go back over these light spots at some point. We're going to go back with or like a really light. But right now we're going over them with this color. Sounds like my husband's trying to get our dog in. She is 16 and she is blind and deaf at this point. She's a little weenie dog, and oh my gosh, she's so hard to get into the house when she goes outside. She cannot hear. She can't see what she's doing. She's just horrible. So now I'm going to take them and I'm going to rinse my brush out a little bit in my mineral spirits. I'm going to go back in with the same brush, but I'm just going to mix. I'm just going to get some of that color out of it that's in there. I'm not going to, do a whole lot with it, but just a little bit. Now, I will tell you what I use for my rag is I use an old t-shirt that we never use anymore, guys. Use an old t-shirt. Don't mess stuff up. It's not worth messing stuff up. So just use yourself an old t-shirt. I'm going to dip some of this red, that scarlet red. I'm going to dip that into the color that we were using with the orange. And I'm going to kind of flop that around a little bit. Now, this one right here, he's got some dark right here. He's got dark along the edge. So we're going to put dark up here. We're going to start with the red, and we'll probably compress it really good, just a little darker. But there's the red. He's dark. He's dark on this side. up at the top. And the reason that he's dark is, you know, things are over the top of him. So, you know, you're going to have some that are lighter, some that are darker. Let's see here. That one's got just a little bit rough. And this one right here has got quite a bit of the dark over here. So, again, now your carrots aren't flat. So you'll see on so the carrots have round marks on them and it shows they're round. I mean, you'll see the little marks on the carrots, and we'll probably emphasize some of those here shortly. Again, this one over here, like I say, he's really dark. Going to not doing realism, so there's no reason for me to take as long with this. So y'all just kind of look over me. All I'm doing right now is just adding some shadows in here, and I'm using the red to begin with because red shadows orange much better than it's not background. There's so much red in this one up here. It does have a little more brown in it, but we're gonna go ahead and say, okay, here we go. It doesn't have as much on this side, and it's more light on that side. The other one that's behind it has more shadow to it, more shading. So this side though has a lot of shading. So we're gonna, and then there's a lot on this side that's a lot, and so we'll come back with the light on that one. Now this one right here, back here towards the back, of course this one, where this one went over the top of it, it is really dark. Now we'll put a little darker color back there. We'll just, and you can just kind of look, you'll see a little bit here and there, and you can put touches of it in. Now again, I make it look just like mine. I want yours to look like yours, and I want to see yours when you're done with it, so you can take and just send me pictures of yours. I really want to see them. Okay, here is, and I've noticed, y'all, I say a lot. I'm gonna try to get out of that. But I noticed I did the other day. I was watching my video back and I was like, holy cow, how many times can I say in a 2 period? So I'm going to work real hard on not saying as much, so y'all forgive me for that. And that one has quite a bit of light down towards the bottom. This one's got a lot of red right in here, and it also has some brown, so got red right in here. Oh, I love that. I just like the way that red just makes those pop, you know. Okay, now I'm going to go into a little bit of that, I think it's Viridian red is what it's called. Venetian red, sorry, Venetian red. I'm going to dip into a little bit of that Venetian red. And basically that is the same color as like burnt sienna. Pretty much exactly the same thing. I'm going to mix it a little bit with that red color for the carrots. Because it's going to, see, I'm still doing the thing. It's going to go on the carrots. And this has the darker color underneath it. This is what I was telling you about. A lot of dark color. And the reason it does is because those stalks, these stalks right here are going to go over the top of it. And so some of these stalks will go over the top of it anyway. And so that's what that's all about. So you'll see that it's got a little line right here. Has a little line on this side. Now, you're going to have your side right here. Right there. This is our darker corner on this one. Right up here towards the top. Again, that one's laying on top of it, so that's why it looks that way. And we'll just kind of, there we go. And I'll make that one look like it's a little, I'll just give it a little bit more of a highlight here shortly. The one on the front. Um, all constant. It's a constant, so I got a bit of. It's really loose painting in, guys. I'm not, again, Impressionism, I have went, I just about drive myself crazy wanting stuff to look bright. I mean, real. And, you know, like it when like it. And so that's what we're, all right. So this one right here has them on this side. It's got the dark over here. Got quite a bit right here as well. I like keeping those lines. I mean, it just makes it look like a carrot. Carrots have lines, you know. This one up here has a little bit, just a little bit on this side. He's got, and a little spot of it right there. Maybe just a little right there. More over on this side, more so. This little spot over here. Right up in here. And really that the scarlet and the cadmium red light. So this is scarlet and cadmium red light is what I, and a little bit of the cadmium yellow medium is what I used because I didn't have the regular yellow like I would like to have. So that's what I use for the, to make the main color on the carrots. So I'm just going to kind of play with it now, put some brush strokes in here. Brush strokes on my dark, maybe just a little here and there. I mean, because you know, they have dark spots on them, they're not all light. Let's put a little here. Pretty light on the top, so we won't put too much there. Alright. So I'm cleaning my brush back out, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to take some of that Naples yellow, and I'm going to take my titanium white, real good, probably about half and half. I'm going to mix those really well. Because, you know, I put the titanium, I mean the Naples yellow on there, and yes, it lightened it up. This is going to be for the actual highlights. And we're going to like that. I mean, we need those. Everybody needs highlights, because I mean, not them, but I think it makes it look more fake. But, you know, some in here. And again, this is light down here. Make it pretty. This one has some right in here. Yeah. Up in here. Yeah, I don't want to kill all the dark because I really like the dark, so I want to keep that in there. This one has a lot right in there. Do right in here. It's a little line. A little, maybe a little up in here. This one's got just a little down in here. I'm gonna kind of mix that. Kind of blend it up in here so it doesn't look like it's, you know, not. This one has a little right in here, a little right in here. Looks like a little right. All of these down here towards the bottom where there's yellowy white color. So we're going to do that. Every one of them kind of is that yellowy white color, with the exception this one didn't have a lot. This one has just a and just because I like to blend it in. I told you I still have some of the realism stuff in me. It's just, it's there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Now, see where that, and I'll fix that. Where the dark was, trace that or put a little bit of a depth on the little squirrely things at the end. On the, that needs a little bit of light there. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of, again, I don't want huge areas of one thing, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to kind of play with things there, kind of get it out of shelter just a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Bucket. I have a bucket. Mineral spirits in it. I have odorless mineral spirits, guys. So make sure you get odorless. You don't want to be high on painting. I'm painting. How about that? I get the mineral spirit, the odorless, but I get a little bucket, and it's actually the Bob Ross bucket, I believe. I get from Hobby Lobby, and it's got a little screen in the bottom of it. I really like the screen. It's really good for cleaning out your brushes and stuff. Again, I'm just going to put a little detail stuff in here. So I've got the going up this side of it, because that one right there had a dark side. It had a dark side, you just didn't know. This one right here has a little dark line. Again, just kind of tidying up, get little darker lines. And right here, that one had a lot to use. This one has just a little tiny bit of the dark right there. Just a little bit. I just really like that dark and how it brings everything together. Gives it depth, you know, I mean, because you want some depth in there. You don't want it to look flat and just blah. This has got a little bit of a thin line right there, and we'll just pull it. Yeah, there we go. Definitely needed that on that one. Alright. So now I'm going to take, because we have this little thing here, it does have a shadow on it down here on this one side. There's a little shadow, so let's just, most of them are on this side because don't worry about the shadows being perfect either, guys, because again, you know, make it yours. I mean, how many carrots do you know that have perfect stems? None. There. All right. We're pretty much done on the carrot portion of it. We may come back and do a couple highlights here and there in a little bit. I don't know. I kind of like them like they are. I don't know what you think. I hope. Um, so the next step is going to be our greenery, and our greenery. I'm going to use. I'm going to use this number from Princeton, but you can get any number 6 shader. Um, if you want, I mean, you may have better luck using a round brush, and I may switch to that. It just really depends. I'm going to start out trying to use the shader because I really like the shader. I like the way it pulls. It gives us, to me, gives a straight line. So usually, let's see, what am I going to mix here? I'm going to mix. Start out some of this olive green. I'm going to go through here and put a few olive green straps in here, guys. So, oh, let me thin it out. Gimme. As you can see, when you don't thin it out, it goes on and it looks kind of, when you can really sure. Now, you want your canvas to have texture. I do with my canvases. Most of them come already acrylic primed, but if you want them even softer, we can still see the texture, but not as much. You can use something gesso or gesso, however you want to say it. It's Gesso. It's just a little white acrylic paint that is made for making this just a little softer. So if you want to try that at some point, you can do that. I did not start out doing that. I don't do it all the time, just sometimes. And I'm just going to put some darker colors in here with this olive color where the darker colors are here underneath. And it picked up some of that orange, which I really kind of like there. So let's see. So we're going to use that. We're going to go this next one over here. It's got some right in here. And it goes all the way up to here. Got some over here. And as you notice, look at the picture. Guys, there's light and dark areas all through the thing. And if you look at real life, I mean, everything's not flat. It has light and dark areas everywhere. So make sure you put those light and dark areas in there so that you capture that. Now, for the first couple of them that you use, it may be hard to do. So, we'll do what we can, and then we'll just kind of build from there. Did I start out doing that? No. I have not taken any lessons. I have just taught myself how to do this, guys. So just, like I say, bear with me. But again, I'm learning with you, and I really like the fact that I'm learning with you because. And if I say, oh my gosh, y'all, I've just learned this together. So, I know this, but I'm not telling you. Sometimes people do that, and that's, So there's some light and dark spot. There's our dark spots. This one has this right here, and now he kind of, see how that picked that red up? Goes over the top of that one and out there. And it picked that red up, which I like, but I don't like to, because I don't want all the red in there. I want it to look like, I want to make sure it's got the green in there too, and I do like the red, but I want to make sure it's green as well. That one's got a big area of dark right there. And it's got a little darker color right there. And this one has a lot of dark over in here because it's kind of underneath this other one. That was real thick right there. dark is. And it comes back up and it's dark up there again. Kind of dark up here again, guys. I mean, this one's just got a lot of dark on it. We're going to go over the edge. Here. Our beginning of starting out of, making a lot of noise over there. Cleaning out my brush. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, you can see that it's quite a light green, and I really like the light green. I'm going to mix a little bit of that olive with the light green, the cadmium light green. Is it cadmium light green? Sorry, yellow green. I keep calling this cadmium light green, but it's yellow green. So I'm going to mix just a little bit of the olive with that. Before I do that, I'm going to come up here to this, I believe it's called Permanent Bright Green. I'm going to do some Permanent Bright Green, just a little bit together. Because if you look at it, it's not just all one green color. I mean, it's all different green colors. So I'm going to use that, this color. It's kind of the Permanent Bright Green, and I'm going to mix that with just a little bit of the olive, not much. I'm going to mix it with just a little bit of the olive. And I'm going to come back in here, see how that's a completely different color than that green. But we need that in there. We need the tonation, the different tones into your stuff. You don't want it all the same color. You want the tones in there. So we're not gonna put a lot of that, but we are gonna put some. Because most of this has got that bright color in it. But I do like, again, the tonations. I want the variations in tones in here. The variations in tone, if you look at nature, there are so many different variations in tone of different things. And so you definitely want that in what you're doing. Let's see. Got a little bit right there. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. We are doing Impressionism. Impressionism is not perfect, guys. So many different things that you can do with it. Oh my gosh, so many different things. Let's see. And you'll notice on mine's not going to look exactly like the picture because I don't want it to. Yours needs to look like yours. I mean, I don't care if yours looks like mine. However, I want yours to look like you. I want you to express yourself throughout it. I want you to come out. That's the whole point of art to me, is just making it you. You know, I mean, it's made for that. It's made for people expressing themselves. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Now I'm going to come in with the bright. So here's my bright. I'm just going to go straight for the yellow green. I just really am going to. I like it. I'm going to put a little bit of my thinning liquid in there. Again, it's just drying linseed oil is all it is. Thinning it out. Get too much paint on my brush. Have to dab my brush out. Again, what I use for my my rag, or it's so much cheaper just to get a really old t-shirt and use it, guys. I mean, just use it. Use what you got. You know, so that way you don't have to go out and buy new stuff all the time. Y'all, that is freaking awesome. That is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I love it. I'm in love with this. Y'all, this is awesome. Oh, went over that. It's okay. We're going to fix it. Boom. We fixed it. See? Happy accidents. Happy accidents. Now, don't take up all your underground color. Don't use all of that. Make sure you leave some of that. And don't cover up all your darks, because you want that dark in there as well. Pretty. a lot of paint. Got to unload some of that paint from my brush real quick. Hold on. As I go through here and do this, it's picking up some of the paint that's already on there and pulls it into my brush, and I don't want all that paint in my brush. Yeah. I don't know about y'all. Y'all liking that? I like it. Put that there. Oh, and see, I even pulled in a little bit of that orange because I kind of went over the top of that. Love it. Love it. Gonna feather that in up here towards the top. It's all going up there. So okay, so except for I'm gonna go back and do just, I don't know if I am. I think we're almost done, guys. I think I'm gonna do just a little tiny bit of little tiny bit of that olive green with my thinning stuff. I kind of like, I want to put it on our little, oh yeah, I like that a lot. That gives it a little bit more of a tonal variation instead of just the two different colors. Kind of pulls it all together. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but it just really gives it more of a natural look, and I really like that. And so that's the whole point of this. Just get it to where you like it. Doesn't have to be like I like it. It has to be like you like it. That is why I love art. Because art is what you make it. It is what you make it, not what somebody else makes it. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who you're going to look at and go, oh my gosh, they do that so much better than me. You can do so many different things so much better than them. You just don't know. You just got to, you know, throw with the flow and realize, hey, you know, we all have different things. We can all learn so much from each other, guys, if we just try. Just going to put some little lines in here. Boop, boop, boop. Want some lines. Ooh, look at that. See, came out of there, but I'm going to cover that up whenever I do that. And this is, I'm just using olive color, guys, from those those trees, just right in here. Pulling it in, kind of pulls it all together. Make sure, again, your carrots are not flat. So make sure that they're not flat. Give them a little bit of depth. Give them a little bit of structure. I never thought I'd put green in a carrot, but I really like it. So there's that. Cute, 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 cute. We're going to work with this. Woo, woo. Work it. Yeah. We're going to work it. I'm loving this, guys. Loving. Oh my gosh. How cute is this? Now, again, I don't want to go over things too much because I don't want to muddy it up. I'm going to put just a little dark over here. Really like. Oh, so cute. Y'all, this is adorable. I'm glad y'all decided to do the carrots first. So cute. So stinking cute. Do some real thin of the white with the Naples yellow. Just some real thin here and there. Because you're going to see those. I mean, they all have them. This right here's got, again, I don't want to overpower, you know, I mean, I want those light colors in there, but I don't want to overpower everything, so we're just kind of putting some here and there. This one's got a little light right there. This one's just a little bit lighter right here. It's got my little white things right there. Yeah, I like that. Like it. Whoop, looky there. Boop. We're gonna fix that. Yep. Can fix that. No heartbeat. Boom. Okay guys, now we're down to just the background. And the background, guys, all it is like we're just going to block it in with like a creamy color. Almost the color that we were doing. We're going to use the color pretty much that Naples yellow and the white. We might add, I like the Naples yellow and the white. We might add just a little tiny bit of, pull a little tiny bit of that red in there. I don't think so though. I like more than just Naples yellow and white. Again, it does have a little of the red in it because it just kind of pulled in there. Gonna thin it out. I need to get me a squirt bottle. Squirt bottles work so much better. I'm still adding on to mine too, so don't feel bad. Got a lot of paint in that brush. I gotta get it out. I don't want too much paint in that brush. Okay, so we're just gonna make some X's, guys. Just cover your canvas. Just cover the canvas. I'm going to go into here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to be. I'm going to come back with a smaller brush and do those smaller areas. Y'all, I mean, look at all this paint I got on this brush. Thin it. Gonna make kind of X strokes, you know. Now, here's the deal. I want to see y'all's paintings. I want you to post them on my art page on Facebook. So I want to see those. My art page on Facebook is, of course, the www.facebook.com/ and it's big K, Kim, Han, big H, art, with a big A, and that's it. And so I think a lot of you guys have already subscribed to it or have liked it. If you have not liked my page, go and like my page. You're going to find out when I'll be doing the videos. Now the next 2 videos I'll do this week will be just a little bit harder than this. They're going to be they'll be paid, so you have to be a patron to get those. And y'all, a patron, it sounds horrible, but it's $5 or $10 a month, guys. I mean, you can choose what you want, but $5 or $10 a month for a patron, can't beat that. I mean, what else can you get where you can get lessons for $5 or $10 a month? You can't. I mean, really. My head was in the way, wasn't it? Sorry, guys. So, all right. Y'all, I want y'all to look how stinking cute this is. Now I'm going to go and do some little shading underneath here in just a minute to make them look like they, you know, are sitting on this table or whatever it is. But I want y'all to look how stinking cute this is. This is freaking adorable. I'm really glad y'all did this. I really like it a lot. Now, you don't have to stop on the 8x10 or 11x14. You want to do a bigger one, guys? Go for it. Do a bigger one. Just draw it on there. It doesn't have to look exactly like the carrots did. I mean, just draw it. Just go for it. And just play with it. You want something to go over your couch or in your kitchen, you know, and you want it a little bigger, just play with it. Go for it. You'll get it however you want it. And People are going to be going, how in the world did you do that? Did you do that? Oh my God, really? Can you paint something for me? And before too long, you'll be doing this. So, you know, that's my goal. I want you to be doing this. I want you to say, oh, I can do that. I know how to do that. I learned how to do that. Kim taught me. That goofy woman, Kim, taught me how to do it. So, you know. Look at this, guys. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Gorgeous. I am loving this. This is so pretty. Again, we're going to come back in with some darker color on the bottom because it does have shading to it. Where it's laying on the table or on the thing. You know, we want it to make it look like it's laying on something. It doesn't need to just be hanging out there in the middle of nowhere. I mean, again, if you wanted to hang out in the middle of nowhere, you can do that. I don't like it hanging out in the middle of nowhere. It's got to have some sort of purpose or something. So it's going to have a purpose to it. So we're getting there. Let's see. We're almost at an hour. We're doing fairly good, guys. Doing fairly good. I'd like for them, some of them will be longer, some of them will be shorter. This one's not too bad, an hour. Not too bad. Could be a lot worse. So. And I'm just trying to go around these. So pretty, guys. Oh my gosh. So stinking cute. Look at what you did. Look at what y'all have done. Oh my gosh. Be so proud of yourself. Be so proud of yourself because this is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Done an amazing thing. When you get this done, I want you to stand back and you be proud of yourself. Look at it and say, you know what? I did that. And again, I want y'all to post them to my Facebook page because I want to see what you're doing. I want to see your work. I want to see these gorgeous paintings. Okay. So there's my big brush. Now I'm going to use a smaller brush because I need to get into those nooks and crannies up there towards the top. And also, I'm going to put shading underneath them. So I'll come back and just finish cleaning that out in a minute. Let's get in here. I'm just filling in spaces, guys. Just where you can see through there. Okay, so I've gotten that done. You see that? So the next thing I'm going to do is, if you're going to look, let's see, more of that green. Let me get over and get just, I don't usually use black, but I'm going to get a little tiny bit of black. Whoop! Sorry, guys. Just for the underline, and I didn't think about that when I was getting my colors out. Let me get that. I keep all my colors, guys, in a tackle box. It's a big tackle box, and the colors fit just perfectly in there. So that's where I keep my stuff. There we go. Just a little tiny bit of black. Woo! I'm trying to kill myself over here doing the splits. That was gorgeous. Just so y'all know that. If y'all could have saw that, y'all would have been proud of me. That was absolutely gorgeous. Now sometimes the tops on these things, Lord have mercy, they're hard to get off of there. And I don't need much, guys, because we're just doing, again, we're doing shading to make it look, I mean, it's on top of something, so we're just doing shading for it. That's all we're doing. I don't like black, so I'm going to make it, mix it with some of that background color, and I'm going to make it more of a, what you would call a Payne's gray color. This has got just a little dark right here. And right here. I may just add a little bit more black to that. Just a tiny bit, not much. Where it's laying, it's going to be a little darker, and then as it comes out, it gets a little lighter. So as it blends out, it gets a little lighter. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This one is laying here. So it's got, I talk to myself when I'm doing this, so you know, don't feel bad if you talk to yourself. It's pretty much most artists talk to themselves. It's kind of a given. I don't usually answer myself, I just talk. Like I'm willing my body to stop it. Yeah, right there. You know, that's good enough. Let's see. This one just has right in here. And I'm going to blend that out in just a minute. So I'm just, right now, I'm just putting the dark in. Where the dark is. There's some dark there. Don't want to take all the light out. We want to leave some dark in. We want to leave some light in there as well. This one right here has got a lot of dark under here. Because it's got dark on this side and on this side. And again, I'm just putting shadows in, guys. And it doesn't really make these, I mean, it just kind of gives it a little bit more depth. That's all we're doing. That's all it does. It just gives it a little more depth. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to blend this. Because, you know, where things lay kind of blends out. Right? So you can see it where it's laying down and not just kind of blends out. This one kind of blends a little bit. Got a little blendy to it. Blend this one down a little bit. How about this one's got just a little bit right here. These right here, some gray in them, because they're kind of off the beaten path as well. Blend it down. So all I'm doing, guys, is just blending it, and it looks like there's a little bit over here too. It's unusual for them to have shadows on two things, but I think it's just the way this one's laying. Here it is. Okay. Are we done? I got to here. Got that down at the bottom. There we go. Alright, girls and boys, I pretty much think we're done with this one. What do you think? Alright, so that is our Carrot Impressionism paint. You know what? Hold on. I want to do one more thing because I'm looking at it. The background is just really flat. If you see that and you don't like that, now if you like that, that's just fine. I don't like that. Mine's got to have a little bit of depth or something to it. So all in the world I want to do is just take a little bit of that brown color. Let's see, and I'm going to mix that brown color in with my other color, my background color, and I'm just going to go through here and just add some of that because it's going to give it a little something. A little something something. Doesn't make it look so flat, you know what I'm saying? It makes it look like there's some kind of background there, like it's laying on something. It's not all the same. I don't want to take up all that color. I still want some of that color coming through, but I'm just going to add some of this. Yeah. I like that. I don't know about y'all, but I really like that. And then, here we go. Alright. Now I think I'm done. What do y'all think? Y'all like that? I like it a lot. I think y'all did great. I think we did something amazing. Just blend a little. I'm bad about blending. Again, there again comes where my realism comes in. I should just stop. So I'm just going to stop. Just going to leave it alone. there's our carrots, guys. Hope you love them. I really want to see yours, so let me see when you get done with yours what they look like. Um, Throw them to me, send them to me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me know what you think about this.